Good evening. How we doing tonight? Where's everybody coming in from? Comment in the chat and we'll get this party started very quickly. We have a lot of information to share. We are going to be sharing it pretty fast paced, pretty rapidly, and we're not going to take any prisoners. We're not going to hold any names. So definitely share where you're coming in from. And then we'll kind of run through things. I see there's somebody coming in. So hopefully we do pretty good tonight and we can share this information out anytime after we get finished with the recordings. We definitely, within an hour, they are posted to our website and people can definitely take a look at us there. So, yeah, I'm just watching as people coming in. We do have a guest in the house, so here shortly we'll bring him in as well. Everything working on your end, time? I can't hear you. Just give me a thumbs up. Perfect. Okay. So, perfect. Twitch just came online. So, we should be how you doing tonight, Winks? Where's everybody coming in from? I know New York for you, Winks. Tracy, I don't know where you're coming in from. Proud. Okay, Pennsylvania in the house. I know New York is in the house. Where is everybody else coming from? Okay, Georgia. What part of Georgia? North Carolina. Permanent fixture. Well, we welcome that. Yeah, a few people miss me, but we're continuing to do what we do. We're continuing to talk about the topics that matter. Definitely welcome. I'm glad to see that you guys are all coming in. I know we're seeing quite a few people coming in. So, hi from Georgia, California. Awesome. I'm glad to see all of you guys are starting to trickle in. Glad to see that you guys figured out where I was. Oh boy. That's the last thing I need is somebody dreaming about me. But okay, guys, we are going to get this party on the road. One thing that we have heard many people asking about is how do we watch the planes? How do we talk about the planes? What do we look for when we're looking for military traffic? What are we looking for to see like the movements of vice presidents or presidents and see what's actually taking place? So last night, a few of you guys got to mention a guy that's been working with me quite a bit, Jason. Jason's knowledgeable about it. He's in Air Force. He was former Air Force. I guess you could say he's still Air Force, but he's just not active duty anymore. So I'm gonna bring him in, show him some love. How you doing today, Jason?
Okay. Now you guys can hear me.
Yep, we can hear you. How's your night going so far?
So far, so good. Except for you're really loud and echoey. Hey, guys. I do need to correct one thing. I was actually Navy, not Air Force.
My bad.
Just so everybody knows who's new, I was what was called an AZ. Basically, I was a service advisor. So for pilots, you know how you take your car into a dealership and you talk to a service advisor or you talk to a guy who writes up the ticket and then it goes to the mechanics. I was that guy for the pilots. If a plane was, you know, leaning too far to the right, to the left, if it was too hard to pull up, not enough power, whatever, I would then send that information over to the mechanics to do all of the updates and changes and things like that. As part of that training, I learned about the planes inside and outs. I learned how to read radars. I learned how to read how they were banking and different things like that. So that led me into a real easy thing of what I'm about to show you guys. Again, hi. So here we go. Let me share my screen here. I want to show you guys kind of what I go through whenever I start checking. All right, you guys, did it share? There we go. All right. So you guys see, okay, here we go. All right, this is a website called ADBS Exchange. Okay. It can track both commercial and what I just toggled here is this little button here. It toggles commercial flights and military flights. So you'll see it takes a little bit to load, especially whenever I'm streaming live, but that's the amount of commercial flights that are in the air. You'll see it, it'll still populate more and more as it goes. So I'm going to give it a second to populate just so you guys can see really every single last thing that's in the air. So as of right now, which is 7:06, 7:10, whatever it happens to be Central Time, right now you've got 3,890, planes in the air. Actually, yeah, 3,995 right now. That's what this is right here. All right. So when I toggle this button here, it'll take me to the military planes. All right. What's the first thing I look for when I'm looking for military planes? The first thing I want to do is I want to pull up altitude. I want to see what's the highest in the sky just to give me a taste as to really what's going on. All right. 40,000 feet isn't that big of a deal. All right. It's kind of a normal thing. All right. 237 planes at 7 o'clock at night isn't really a whole lot. All right. If we were up in the 300s, that's a lot. We were today, but a lot of it was big movers, nothing out of the ordinary, nothing big. All right. So the second thing I want to look at is what type, which is here. All right. This is the type of planes that are up in the air right now. A 703, 37, 62, those are within the presidential type planes. All right. I'm not saying that that's the president's plane or anything like that, but that's in the realm of the presidential planes. All right. What else would I look for? A call sign. All right. This is what they read out when they go on their two-way radios. This is who they call out. All right. So you'll see like here, Biggie, Bolt, Castle, Cheat, things like that. Weird ones you'll see also come out. Like here's an Elvis. All right. And if you click on that, it'll take you directly to where he is, which is right here. All right. I'm not seeing anything super big right now, but the one thing I do want to show you guys is if you filter by call sign. So right now, I filter by Pat, P-A-T. There's these three planes. All right. Long and the short, a Pat is kind of like a VIP, if you will. I can't see. Okay, I can't see now. So if I choose this plane here, and then I go view on plane spotters, right? It'll open up this new window. Again, forgive me, it's a little slow. And of course, that's the one I choose doesn't want to show. Let's see if this one will do it. Give me 1 second here. Really? Should have had one pulled up already. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 more second here. Finish pulling this up. And it doesn't show it. All right. So long story short, usually if it's been on plane spotters, it'll come up here with a definition and all kinds of different stuff. A pat plane is basically a plane that's moving dignitaries. All right. Someone, Congress, someone in the cabinets, someone of some importance. So I'll check those. So there's those 3 there. All right, let me pull that filter off. And I understand that you guys want to kind of learn a little bit about the TFRs. So this, what you're seeing here is directly from the FAA. All right. And this is all of the TFRs that are currently open. All right. So what I do is every night before I go to bed, I check this to see what's new. And every morning I get up, I check it to see what's new. All right. If you look, all the VIP ones are gone right now. Normally you'll see a type VIP that, I'm sorry. TFR stands for temporary flight restriction. So let me open up a different view and bring you this map here. All right. So right now we have TFR here in Massachusetts. All right. Here's the one.
You faded there. You faded there for a second.
Can you hear me okay?
You're fading in and out, but
wait. Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah.
Oh, you know why you're can you guys hear me okay? Okay. Now we're looking over DC permanent flight restriction. All right. These are what comes up. So right now there's this one here, which is over Disney World. That's a permanent, but they call it a TFR. All right. We have one in Texas. This one is over George Bush. Actually, I think it's this one. Everything's a little slow. I've got a lot going on the computer. Yes, one for George Bush, I believe. And this is another one that's coming up right now. That's a temporary from the 21st to the 25th. No one could go on the airspace from minimum altitude of 3,500 feet to max of 180 flight. But anywhere within range, you cannot fly. All right. We have a TFR down here on the edge of Texas in Mexico City. This is actually right where the wall is not completed. All right. So they have military from planes that fly over and check it and ensure things are okay. We have one in San Diego, one in LA, and one in Sacramento. This one is for an air show that's going on. And these are just general ones here. So let me go back to the FAA. Now you guys should be able to hear me really good. these are the types. So right now, your Brownsville, Texas, the additional one in Texas, it's for space operations. It just means that they're going to launch a missile, not an explosion missile, but like a spaceship missile. All right. Or they have one landing there. Hazards could be anything from whiteouts to base down to all kinds of different things. This is the one in the air show for Los Angeles. So it's, pretty easy to figure out what's what, where's what. Like I said, there's one over Disney World, Dallas, Texas, which is your VIP for Bush and whatnot. So any questions on?
You want to show them the Washington, D.C. one?
Yeah, I can. So here's what it looks like right here. Let me pull up the actual flight restriction. Bear with me 1 second. So right here, it'll give you all the information that you need. Okay. Whenever you actually go and pilot, when you go and fly over this area, it's effective. In fact, effective. Here's your information here until further notice. Basically, you just can't go. The military can grant certain exceptions to this, but it's very, very, very rare, and it's not the FAA who will set the exception. It's the military who will, especially in this case because it's over DC. If there's a plane going down, emergency, things like that, so the pilot of the plane will call out to the nearest tower. The nearest tower will then contact the military, explain to them what's going on, how things are going, and they'll grant them some sort of emergency green light, but then they'll also end up getting escorted. So it all depends on the situation. So that's that. The space operations one. All right. So here's the flight maps. So whenever you, Proud Patriot, get right into that one, I promise. When you learn to fly, you learn to read these kinds of maps. I don't have, oh, wait a minute here. Let's see what this brings me. Yeah. So this is kind of what the maps are and how different areas. So like, because I'm in the Chicagoland area, I know the tower for O'Hare, which is basically like right here. It runs this whole area right here. Okay. That's everything that O'Hare runs. So like here, this would all be ran by Atlanta Airport, things like that. Okay. When you zoom in on these, give me a second. This takes a little bit. See all these circles, and these are all different towers and different communications and different things that are within that map. If you ever go and spend your time and look at it, I wouldn't bother with this. The most important thing for you guys to look at is going to be the TFR list. If you want to go and research this yourself, go and look at the TFR list. All right. You have a hazard in Minnesota. It will never tell you what it actually truly is, but it'll give you what it is that you can't fly. Okay. Anytime you're looking at this for information, it's going to be more for VIPs. All right. You guys are going to be looking for VIPs. All right. The one additional, well, before I move on, do you guys have any questions on that?
And just so people do know, the space, anything that you see space oriented, there's usually a 50-mile envelope. that they have to stay within. Otherwise, they cannot operate at all. If that rocket does not stay within that 50-mile envelope, they don't launch.
Right. Winks, this is tfr.faa.gov. So if you just go to faa.gov, which is here, Federal Aviation Administration, you can pull up the TFR lists. All right. Where I get my planes from will be here, adbsexchange.com. All right. And again, the most important thing based on last night's information, you need to watch these toggles. Okay. These all mean different things. This is persistence mode. It allows whatever's on the screen to stay on the screen. So let me explain to you kind of what that means. Let me zoom in here and show you something. So this here is a fighter jet, okay? It looks like a fighter jet. It acts like a fighter jet. It's a fighter jet. You will see at some point, some of these will actually just completely fall off the screen. You'll completely lose track of them, all right? If you have persistence mode on, it will keep that on, even if it doesn't, even if it turns off its transmitters. Now you'll lose track of actually where it goes. So what do I mean by that? So if this plane right here was to take off, turn its transmitter off right now and take off and go over here, okay? You will lose this whole gap from this point to this point, but you'll see it whenever it turns its transmitter back on here. All right. Yeah, we'll talk about last night here in a second. Let me give you guys some more information here so you guys really truly understand what's going on. So I want to go over the map as a whole with everybody. So if you choose to pull this up, okay, you understand really what's going on. All right. This whole area right here is huge. This is Elgin flight base. And then there's also another trainer here. You're going to see a ton of traffic. If you zoom in on this, if you guys look, right, there's a ton of traffic right here. These are all people that are learning to fly. All right. They're all just, they're learning, they're getting their wings. They're, how do they call it with the duck? You're just getting in the water or whatever you want to call it. There's another one that's up in here in.
It'd be in Mississippi.
There's a couple of them. There's in northern Mississippi. There is one in central Oklahoma here. There's one down in Austin. There's this one here by Corpus Christi. Okay. These are all training facilities. So you're going to see a ton of traffic here at any point in time. Now, really what you want to look for, my personal opinion is, you're going to want to zoom into Washington, D.C., right? And you're going to want to look right, I believe it's right here. No, that's not it. Here, Joint Base Andrews. All right. This is where a lot of most everybody comes out of that's of any importance. This is going to be where you want to watch where a plane takes off from. Yes, there is training in California, a lot of it. I'll show you guys here in a second. You guys will all learn this as you get in and play around. Down here by San Diego, there's a major training facility. Mom G2. There is some planes that go in and out on a regular basis. So do not freak out whenever you see and hear planes going in and out. Whenever I saw that the first time, I'm like, oh my God, tons of people are getting arrested. Tons of people are getting dropped off. Oh my God. And no, it's the base commander flies to and from Gitmo, from Florida to Gitmo and back. They also do a ton of re-rationing runs. Usually on Thursdays is the biggest day for that. So that's that. Any other questions so far? Yeah, way down south of you. Believe me, I want to too, and I can't tell you a lot of what I think is going on as far as with Gitmo and standing room only on planes. I don't want to put out false information to anybody. And I don't know answers that are 100% factual. There were, so let's zoom in and let's talk about last night, since that's what a lot of people want to talk about. All right. So this is the river that runs within downtown Washington, D.C. All right. Up here, you've got the White House, which is right in here. Okay. And Ronald Reagan Airport. That camera, all right, let me just pull that view up. Give me a second. Give me a second. Because I actually happen to have it up somewhere.
You guys are definitely getting an education tonight, aren't you?
All right. So that view with me, let this thing load. There we go. Ronald Reagan Airport is right here. Okay. So what you guys were seeing, where did my live feed go? Oh my gosh, where did it go? I can't see anybody. You gotta flip it through too many screens. Okay, now I'm back. All right, so you're looking at the White House. Ronald Reagan Airport is right here. Plane right here, plane right here. The planes that you saw come across this way were coming in for landings. Okay. If you look last night, you were seeing smoke right here. Okay. I pulled up something just so you guys understand the difference between last night and tonight. Washington, D.C., currently it's 51 degrees outside. You're not going to have steam. You're not going to have smoke. You're not going to have any of that right now. Last night, when things were going crazy, okay, it was 34 degrees outside. You're going to see evaporation. You're going to see all the smoke. All right. Now, let me pull back up that White House because I wanted to talk about one more thing on that White House view, which is right here. Okay. So when this pans back over here to see the monument, the Washington Monument, all right, there between here and the Washington Monument, there is a giant boiler. I mean, huge. It's right here. Huge boiler. It's what runs the steam for under the
It runs the steam system to keep the pipes open within Washington, D.C.
What he said. All right. So
and it is piped underground, guys, to keep, and it goes through the manholes. That's how they maintenance them. The manholes,
correct.
Literally, there's blow-off valves and everything within the manholes themselves. That's how it stays open.
So, Peaches, you're right. So the way that the manhole covers work, hold on. I'm going to draw this out real quick so you guys understand. All right. the way that the streets and the manhole covers work, all right? Give me 1 second. I promise you I'm almost done. Okay. Can you guys see that? This is one side of the street, okay? You'll have a manhole cover right here, and you'll have another manhole cover here, all right? And it will look, you guys can't see it? Can you guys see it okay or no? Shane, can you see it? Shane? Okay. Is that better? Can you guys see it better now? All right. So you have a manhole cover here, and you have a manhole cover here. And you have another manhole cover here, and then another one here. These two okay, are connected like this. Okay? It's not every other one. All right? It would appear as if it's every other one with the way that this looks like. And if you use, normal common sense for everything else, it would look like they're all tied together. They're not. They're two separate pipelines. All right? You guys, what they were seeing is all the steam coming out of the same pipeline each time. And it's not just only on one street. It's all of them like that. All right.
Your side streets or the less traveled streets are not going to have the manholes throughout.
Right.
Your main streets are going to have them.
Right.
Your main thoroughfares are going to have them. That's the way those cities are set up.
Right. So it's that portion of it. Okay. I don't want to dissuade you guys on that portion of it, because unless you've been underneath and seen how they all work, you don't know. You don't know that it's two different things. Okay. Believe me, guys, if these things were popping, I would be over here throwing a party. All right. Believe me, I wish. There was
Shoot,
a point
I'd be buying everybody beer on the channel.
Yeah. There was a point that Shane and I brought up last night, and I want you guys to think about this. If the human trafficking tunnels, okay, are 10 foot around, right? They blow up 10 feet. What's going to happen to all the dirt that's on top? It has to go somewhere because you're collapsing that 10 foot. So it's going to come down. You would see stuff on the surface no matter what. No matter what. All right. Can they be evacuating tunnels? Can they be doing other things to tunnels? Yes. What those other things are, I don't even want to guess. All right. I can tell you they could be walling them off. I can tell you they could be concreting them. They could be all kinds of different things. But unless I have put my own two eyes on it or I've got film that shows it, I don't want to tell you guys something. Okay? I really don't. All right? So basically the points I want to bring up. Last night, let me share my screen one more time. Shane, can you bring up my screen again? All right. I would love for them to pour concrete down those pipes and get rid of them. Peaches, I would love it. All right. So to one more time, just review everything. Again, big steam pipe, a boiler plant right here. Okay. Underground, it releases. So Shane, you might be able to verify this. You may not. This is where I have a low amount of experience, but I want to explain to you guys what I do know. So anyone with a boiler system in their house, I don't know if you guys have it or if you don't, but if you have a boiler system in your house, you know at some point in time, it has to release the pressure because you can only build up so much pressure without exploding pipes. Okay. And it usually releases that pressure outside of the house. All right. So right here is where it releases that pressure. Right. You can get air hammers too. But that's if you don't release that pressure, you get a lot of problems. All right. So that's where this whole area is here. All right. Now, the other thing I wanted to pull up and explain to you guys was this is from USGS. All right. This is who tracks all earthquakes, all tremors, all everything over the world. There was absolutely nothing on this portion of the map, which I'll actually zoom in so you guys know where I'm talking about. This portion of the map right here, there was nothing there last night. There was nothing from here going east. Nothing. If there was an explosion, it would register. All right. If you guys look right over in here, this is the Richter scale. All right. This is where it shows on the Richter scale. So I want to make sure that you guys understand. We're watching everything. We're watching everything we possibly can to give you guys as much truth as we can. Shane, I'm sorry I'm taking up a lot of time here, but I want to make sure that everybody who sees this understands really what's going into this. All right. You guys can do this all too. All right. Again, earthquake, usgs.gov. Okay. I'm not hiding anything. Don't hide. Listen, you guys want the truth. This is as fast as I can give it to you, as best as I can give it to you. All right. Anybody have any questions on everything I presented to you guys? Is it possible for homeless people to get in those tunnels since they are so widespread? So, Peaches, something we touched base on yesterday. I live in Chicago or outside of Chicago, and Chicago has thousands of feet of tunnels under it. Okay. Oh, I'll get to Gitmo in a second. I'll explain that. Sorry, Q. I live in Chicago, outside of Chicago, and it has thousands and thousands of feet of tunnels underneath of it. There's like 6 different layers. So you'll have the city right here, the city surface, and then a travel tunnel, then utilities tunnel, then the old mining tunnels and some other tunnels and so on and so forth. Long story short, when tunnels are not managed or maintained, okay, they are very easily accessible. All right. And what do I mean by that? So in DC, with what my understanding are of the tunnels is you have your main surface, and then you have subsurface streets. On those subsurface streets, you have doorways, and those doorways will get you into the sub transit. What do they call that with the trains?
Yeah, it's gonna take you to either you're gonna have your subway or you're going to have the there's other transit systems that are down there for trash, for different things
Correct.
and utilities. And I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff.
Correct. There are 2 or 3 layers at least below that are in doorways upon doorways upon doorways. Well, like I said, if they are not maintained, if they're not watched, they're not checked, once people get in there, they're in there. It's not going to take much for them to take it over.
Okay? And it don't take long for them to get lost.
Right.
You're talking just under Chicago alone. I actually looked up the statistic. There is over 1,100 miles of pipe and underground tunnels below Chicago. That's absolutely nuts.
And guys, I'm telling you, PBS, which is at least so far as I know, the absolute most even keeled news, whatever you want to call it.
That's documentary.
Yeah, documentary on Chicago's underground tunnels. There are cities under there, and I'm not kidding you. But it's not like cities that they're planning on taking over anybody or killing anybody or anything. But there are cities under there that people just live, and that's all they do. They just live their lives underground. All right. So, does that answer your question enough?
And then,
all right. You guys want to know about Gitmo? All right. Let me bring up Gitmo.
and then that'll segue into what I'm going to cover.
Yeah, that'll segue pretty good, actually. So, let me get you Gitmo's airport right here. All right. Now, you guys have to bear with me because I actually have this pulled up somewhere else. So forgive me a second. Give me a second. Let me pull this up because I actually have. Oh, shoot. Let me pull this up. No. It is. Do you know the short version code of Gitmo? I don't remember.
And I'm not 100% anymore. I know the actual one that the military uses is classified. So I'm going to have to actually remember what the code that they use for any commercial liners that may go in there.
All right. Well, let me pull this up just so everybody can see what I'm doing. This is FlightAware. It's a whole nother software. All right. Whole nother web page. Let me get back to where I can see you guys here. Bear with me. There we go. All right. Now I can see you guys again.
It's MUGT.
Thank you. I knew it was something funky.
No. Yeah. Yep, that's what it is.
All right. So this will actually tell you the history of all arrivals and departures in Gitmo. Right now, I got nothing. Literally. So I can tell you there's no movement in Gitmo, at least as of right now, and within the last 24 hours. Okay. There's a lot more. Shane, if I start going too far down a road, please tell me. There's So I'm gonna tell you guys, Gitmo isn't the only um, facility for detaining prisoners. I'm not going to tell you guys where. I'm not going to tell you guys they do or how they do it or anything like that because I don't know who knows what or how. But I wanted to let you know there's these 4 other major non-U.S. land-based um, facilities that people could be at. Is that safe to say?
There's actually far more than 4, but yeah.
Well, 4 that I can tell, I know off the top of my head.
Yep.
All right.
Total worldwide there's about 26. But locations are classified and I'm not going to go any further than that.
So, but I keep an eye on those, and there's not been major movement on the ones that I know. There has been some movement. All right. So to make a blanket statement that things are going on and also are not going on is completely false. In Ariel Mel, if that's how I pronounce it, you're right. He does talk about a lot of them, but I don't want to put Shane and his show into any sort of trouble. So I don't want to get too deep into that.
We
Um,
we'll
go ahead.
we'll be going to that here very quickly. So just hold on to your shorts and we'll be there just in a jiffy.
So basically, what I wanted to tell you guys, listen, they can execute people. It is a possibility. They do things differently off of U.S. soil. Um, there's a reason why those bases are off U.S. soil. All right. If you guys have any problems, questions, comments, concerns, I definitely can answer whatever I can answer, and I can tell you honestly what I can answer. But know that I am watching literally. I'm watching this literally every night and every morning, and I sit at my office, which is exactly where I'm sitting right now, to do my work, and I have this up all day long. So I'm constantly watching this for you guys. And Shane and I talk, what do you want to say, 6, 7 times a day?
If not like 20.
Yeah.
It just depends on the day. Like today,
So
it may have gotten to 7.
so if there's something that comes up, I definitely point it out to him, let him know what's going on, so he knows. So like I said, if you guys have any problems, questions, comments, concerns, let me know.
And definitely, guys, you can email us or you can email questions that you want covered. You want to talk or you want us to talk about something. Definitely email us and either I will answer you directly and let you know. If it's something I can't cover on the show, I'll let you know. But if it's something that I can cover on the show, I will cover that on the show. So if you don't get a response, don't be afraid because chances are your questions, your comments are going to show up on the very next live stream that we do.
Peaches,
We're gonna talk about that here in just a second.
okay.
So
Take that. Guys, if you guys got nothing else, I'm gonna drop off, let Shane take over since he's got 10 minutes and I took up most of the thing.
you have a great night, Jason. Spend some time with your family. Thank you for all you did. And
take care. We'll talk soon.
sounds good. We'll see you tomorrow. Okay, guys. There went Jason. Okay, guys, we're gonna talk about some craziness because I kind of want to really dive deep into the difference between a court martial in a military tribunal. Civilians can be tried in military tribunals if they are deemed and there is proof that they have given aid or comfort to a terrorist organization or an enemy of the state. That being said, so I'm gonna share my screen with you guys real quick. And I know Wikipedia. I'm sorry, but it is a way for me to get the information out a little bit easier. Military tribunal is basically to try enemy forces during wartime. So Wikipedia, yeah, I know it's not the most reputable, but they have the best condensed answer for what a military tribunal is. It's basically a military court. Okay, there's an indictment that's handed down by a commission of officers. The indictment does not mean that you are guilty. You are still given due process. You are still given a chance to defend yourself. And as you guys will see, military tribunals they don't just hand you the indictment, take you away, and pop you in the head. It don't work that way. It's absolutely impossible. I mean, if they really wanted to fast track it, it might take 3 days at the quickest. So I'll get that out of your head. Military tribunals do not get just an indictment. They come and arrest you and then pop you in the head. That's not the way it works. Okay. So we're actually going to look at the calendar for all the military tribunals that are actually on the docket. The ones that people, if they were to look, would actually be able to see. So again, I'm going to bring that up full screen. And Office of Military Commissions. These people are the ones that hand down the indictments. They are the ones who schedule the court appointments. INSEP Nurse, I can't even pronounce his last name. But so this one, it was originally filed way back. Sorry about that, guys. I screwed up. But we're going to go back to that page real quick. Okay. So you guys want to see some? These are all. Can you guys see that? Okay. It is a site called Military Tribunals a fake site unless it has a .gov behind it. I don't trust it. Because a .gov annotates that it's controlled by the individual court system or government entity. The ones who actually are doing the tribunals or dealing with the court martials or whatever. If it's not on a .gov when it's talking about military tribunals or a court martial, I don't trust it. Can I zoom? let me pull that up and let's zoom in. Can you see it better now? Yeah. You want to see something even crazier? So that's December of 2020. Let's let's go to November. All those were canceled as well. Weird. A full month of court cases and hearings all canceled. Oh, I'm sure it should be better in August, right? But it isn't. Why not? July, same thing. June, same thing. The okay. Why would they cancel them? Well, let's guys, let's eliminate that for a second. And let's just talk straight. The scamdemic, sorry, the pandemic. That way I don't get shut off on YouTube. I mean, for heaven's sakes, we want to make sure we stay up as long as possible. Literally shut the federal government down on the court side to the minimal possible. They're using that as the excuse. But these trials literally last. Con, we caught him back 3.5, 4 years ago. We extracted the information out of him that we needed, and then we gave him over to the authorities, and now he's being tried for war crimes. He's being tried for crimes against the United States. It is a military tribunal. He is being held as an enemy combatant. So, going back to here. So, we'll go back to I am going to find where his stuff is. And that's another thing that I'm going to dispense with real quick. Yeah, it was Khalid. Sorry, I was wrong in the name. Khalid Shaky. So I found it. So guys, this individual, Khaliki or Khalid Shaky. No, they were not. They would have appeared on this calendar, either through court martial or through a tribunal system, but they'd all appear on this calendar. No, it's not a rapper. The guy actually was a bad guy. Um, let's see if it actually. So oh, and guys, if you go on this website and you get, I'm actually going to send this to you guys right now. But if you guys want to see all these cases, you want to see what they're being tried for, you want to see what they're being charged with, and the evidence against them, you could go on here. You could go on here and watch the actual tribunal. Military tribunals are open to the public to be viewed from your home. So if there was high government official, if there was public figures that were being tried, they'd not only would they show up on the calendar, you could actually watch. Is it normal? Yeah, it happens all the time. You can watch them live, guys. I'm dead serious. Watch this. Okay, so I'm going to see if we can't find a video and time. Maybe if you do find one on one of these case files, if you could shoot it over to me, and we'll pull it up. But we'll just see if there's if so. And some of the case files, guys, are going to be if it has a circle with a slash through it, it's because it's top secret and they're going through and actually trying to determine if there were state secrets or national security secrets that don't need to be they don't want people seeing. Yep. If you could find somewhere where there's a video so I can actually pull it up on the screen for people to see. But yeah, all of the military tribunals, all of the who's been tried so far on that list that's been floating around. I don't know that anybody has. Any arrests that are any arrests that are happening are at the lower level. It's always been that way. You take out the lower level and you keep moving up. Names that you know, there's only one individual that I I don't remember time. Maybe you could send that name to me again, but I can pull him up. But like Bo Bergdahl, he his name was on a list. David Hahn. Okay. Let's David Hicks. But yeah, these guys, these are the ones that are on file. David M. Hicks, American citizen. And okay, so David Hicks, he was Australian, lived in the United States. provided material support for terrorism. I'm just looking through. But guys, everything that's being talked about that's really seriously going on. If you don't see it on here, chances are it hasn't happened yet. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys. Uh, they will show it, even if it is classified. They will show it on here. Now, the ones that you're being shown on other channels, no. Okay, I'm gonna pull up one last thing, and then I'm gonna let you guys go. So, okay, now you really want to see what a charging document looks like. This is a charging document for this is a charging document for a man who literally is a traitor. He literally, this is what he's being tried on. So, pursuant to the authority vested in the Secretary of Defense in accordance with the Military Commissions Act of 2006, 10 USC Section 948H, and my appointment as convening authority for military commissions on February 6, 2007. A military commission is hereby convened. It may proceed at Guantanamo Bay unless otherwise directed to try such purposes as may properly be brought before it. The military commission is convened with the following members. The names are redacted. That's why it's blank. What they did in the military is blank. What service, what branch they belong to. You have U.S. Air Force. So USAF is U.S. Air Force. USA is U.S. Army. USN, U.S. Navy. And USMC, that would be your Marine Corps. So, and of course, the ranks. It can only be convened, a military tribunal can only be convened by active or reserve members who are of officer ranks. So, this is, and then it goes, so that's just one document. And then one last share. And then I'm going to have to let you guys go for the night. But I just want you guys to understand that it's very important to hear the truth and see for yourself, know where to find the information. This case, so Hicks case began, this was sent, of course, the email address is redacted, As you can see, there's no email address up there. And it goes to redacted DoD Office of General Counsel. So again, everything literally is outlined on these websites. You can go and research the documents yourself. You can go and see for yourself. But to go and take what somebody who has never been in the military, who has never seen a military document, who has never set foot in a military court, to take their word and to take and believe what they're saying. Now you guys have the tools. Okay, like this, I'm gonna just you guys can. So wherever you guys are listening from, I sent you the link for the tribunals page. You can go through, read at your own leisure. I will be doing that. And great segue, guys. Just so you know, I am in the process of migrating the webpage from a host that I've been using since we began. And I found a new host platform. Nothing's gonna change. We might update the page a little bit, but all the information, show times, all the video, everything will be posted on the page every day within an hour of the show. Anything, any links, stuff that we need, we will disseminate very quickly and work on getting all that stuff taken care of for you. This on the social media platform that we have that's built at Patriot News Network /social. Guys, I'll post stuff in there as well. If you're a member of it, sweet. If not, reach out to me at the email on the bottom of your screen, and I will get that information over to you for your peruse. But guys, just remember, I'm not here to discredit anybody. I want you to hear the truth. I'm not going to charge you a dime for the information that I provide. And the information that I provide is based in facts. You guys saw the same stuff that I look at. You see the same stuff that I see. I'm not just pulling wild hairs out of my behind. I'm not going to bring on people to try to explain something that isn't there or is not taking place. I'm very, very, very based and set to where I don't worry about what somebody else. Do I worry about YouTube coming at me and saying, "Hey, you talked about you talked about COVID?" Yeah. Do do I worry about talking about military? No. Because everything I say, everything that I release openly, I'm allowed to. I'm allowed to talk to you guys about. I'm allowed to talk to anybody about it because it's not classified. The stuff that I show you, the stuff that I see, that I'm allowed to talk about, you guys will know. How do you subscribe to the page? Guys, here shortly, I will have a newsletter that I will be putting out. I don't have an opt in page yet, but I promise, bear with me. Definitely share the message. We will, as we grow. I've literally been doing this for a week, so we're getting better each and every single day. We're kind of growing our own legs out underneath of us and going for it. So yeah, sensationalism does not belong here. If something's happening, I'll tell you. If something's not happening, I will tell you. I'm not gonna. Oh yeah, they're when something's going on. Trust me, you'll know. If something's not going on, you'll know. When there's not stuff going on, guess what? Mainstream media throws out a lot of garbage. Let's pick through the garbage to find the truth and actually hear the real stories behind it. Because trust me, doing what I've done, you'll learn to pick the nuggets and you learn to pull the truth out of a newspaper article. So, wish you had the hours you wasted nose diving through the rabbit holes. Trust me, guys, all of us do. We've all been down those roads. But we don't want to insult your intelligence by trying to take you down those again. Okay. We believe everybody that is watching actually has cognitive brain function. And this goes for the people that are watching now and later. We believe that you guys have the ability to ascertain the truth and take what's real, because a lie spreads faster than the truth. It always has. When you're being sensational, you're lying about stuff and you will grow your audience faster. I don't care about having, so up here above my hand somewhere on my screen, it's telling me how many people are on this live stream. Okay. It's about, it's right there. It's telling me how many people are I have on here. Does it get above two digits? No. Do I care? No. At least I know more than one person is hearing what I'm saying. Do I think some rabbit holes are true? Yeah, there's some truth. There's some truth to a lot of myth truths. Okay. So in order for propaganda to work, and it's the same about mainstream media, it's the same thing about pretty much every form of media that goes down the rabbit holes, who are willing to go down the rabbit holes, there's going to be some truth mixed in with the fiction, because that's how they keep people coming back. If I'm telling, if you guys want to hear the truth and you want to hear the straight, it's straight, I'll tell you it's straight. But I may not have followers after I'm talking straight. I may not have followers, and quite frankly, I don't care. So I appreciate you guys coming. I appreciate everything that you guys are bringing to the table. You guys are awesome. I feel like I've gotten to know quite a few of you guys through the emails, through the text messages. I mean, if you've emailed me and I've emailed you back, you have my cell phone number. Okay. And I don't give that to people, but I forget, honestly, that when you email that, it comes to my personal email. And I respond to it. And then I look at the bottom, I'm like, oh, whoops. But guys, remember, I can't be the only one doing the talking. You guys have a pen. You guys have a mic. Pick it up. Use it. Okay. Okay, guys. Good one, Proud. I forget this all the time. 10 a.m. I drop a podcast each and every single day, Monday through Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Time. We go live at 8 p.m. Central Time each and every single day, Monday through Saturday. If for some reason we are not able to go live that day, we will let you know. Oh yeah, you're funny. But guys, I do need to wrap this up. So if you guys have a pen, you have some paper, you have some friends, you have some family, you have some neighbors that you might not like so much, but you want them to understand what's going on in the world. You want them to hear a little bit of the craziness and a little bit of the honest side of media. Definitely refer them to us. Let's grow this. You guys, you have your pens, you have your mics. Remember, the silent majority is no longer silent. God bless each and every single one of you. God bless America, and good night.